Hello everyone and welcome to the next series of the Just Get On With It podcast. We have changed sceneries, as you can see. I thought we'd try and make it a more cozy situation. We have gone from upstairs in my house where I do and play all my games, to downstairs in my living room, as you can see by my boxing poster at the top. That was from 2020 when I fought with the UWCB, and yeah, I won, so that was all good on that part. We're covering about 2 weeks worth of stuff this week because we didn't put something out last week. Nothing really much happened, so there weren't really a lot on the internet to talk about. But this week, change of scenery, and we're gonna add something a bit different towards the end as well. So the first thing I'm going to talk about, linking onto our last one, was with Prime and Logan Paul. Now, KSI brought out his new flavour beginning of this week, and well, ended last week really. Sold out in 17 minutes. The whole stock, everything, not just his flavour. You had the raspberry one, red, blue, green, orange. Literally everything that was restocked was sold out in 17 minutes. I was actually personally in the queue. If you do want, in terms of anything with his new flavour, it is going to be in one stop and Sainsbury's from the 22nd. So that's the Wednesday that this actually drops. So do make sure you are paying attention, and you do, if you want one, go down, because he has mentioned that it is a limited stock. And once that limited stock goes, they're not restocking. That is it. It's literally whatever's on the shelf is on the shelf. So get it while you can. It's probably going to go on eBay for about £40 a bottle. I can see the ones at the moment are going £20 a bottle, £15 a bottle. If they're releasing a limited edition one, it's going to go double easily. There's some of his boxes that are going on where you get the t-shirt and you get a headband and a bandana, whatever it is that's in it. They were $39.99 to buy when they got released last week. There's some still going for £1,000 online, and that's current bid on eBay as well. That's not me just looking at ridiculous prices. There was one that I saw that was something like $1,020 or something like that. Converted to pounds, I don't have a clue. Probably about 900, I'd assume. We can actually have a look now quickly. We do $1,050 into pounds at the moment. There you go. I went too far off. £900, £872.79, and that was a current bid on eBay, which is ridiculous. But it's making money, and that's what they're there for essentially. They had their Super Bowl commercial, which is absolutely ridiculous. The Chiefs won, if anyone didn't know as well. But yeah, to get 30 seconds in a Super Bowl, I'll let you have a sort of think now. How much do you think it costs? No, just have a think whilst you're watching. How much do you think it costs to get 30 seconds in a Super Bowl? Costs about $7 million. And you have beer commercials in there that are spending over $40 million to get a beer commercial, which I can't see how that revenue then goes on to making them profit. Because it's not even the largest sport watching in the world. It's watched over by about 100 million people. But Prime essentially had 30 seconds of a Super Bowl commercial just before kickoff as well. So the timing of it was absolutely perfect. And essentially, it was the first on content creators. It's the first time they've got on there, and even Mr. Beast done a commercial as well. He was on one of the commercials. So do watch it on YouTube. It's everywhere at the moment, so you'll be able to find it easily. Just search it. We'll try and pass from that now, because we have gone on something about Prime every week. As much as it is one of the big mad things right now, we don't want to linger on it. Going on to more stuff about sort of the YouTube side of it, looking at the shorts, they are pushing it further now. I actually went on a YouTube course the other day, and they were pushing that, saying that it's just for all your content creators out there, it's not just best going onto shorts. You do need a balance of the shorts as well as the long videos as well. It's not just don't push one, don't push the other. You want to be pushing both at the same time, and then they work well. And then that's how you'll grow your audience. You'll get your ad revenues, whatever you strive to success. My strive is to get a silver play button. If I ever did get that on this channel, it would be absolutely amazing. So that does remind me to say to you lot, please subscribe. There are lots of videos being put out there at the moment, so I hope you are enjoying them all, and do keep in touch as well. So let's just go on about what's new on the internet this week. In terms of that happened, we've had the sad situation with Turkey and the earthquake. Builders apparently are getting fined because of that. They're getting taken to court. Apparently they're getting taken to court due to the shoddy workmanship of the buildings in Turkey. The ones that collapsed, a lot of the ones that did collapse apparently should have stayed standing because they were meant to have earthquake protection or whatever that is. I don't know. As much as I know about earthquakes, is that if you're in one, apparently the strongest place in the property is below your doorway. So get underneath it or underneath a table. That's what I've learned. Apart from that, I live in England. I don't think we've ever had an earthquake, or one that's big enough that we could actually feel. We may have had tremors, but I'm not sure. If anyone does know anything, or even if England have ever actually had an earthquake, do let me know, and let me know when, and I'll look into it. And that's the same with anything. If you do want me to look into anything, do let me know, and we will go from there, essentially. And then what I also do is I do have a question for all of you lot, because I don't know this myself. What I did is I put on my Facebook and my Instagram about what should I talk about on today's podcast, because we don't want to go with the doom and gloom. We don't want to be pushing the same stories every week, because some of them, well, a lot are repetitive. And one thing that my partner actually commented on, which is quite funny, because we went to London Zoo on the weekend, and she has a massive obsession with elephants, is why doesn't London Zoo have elephants? Now, I knew this before we went there. She didn't, so she turned up expecting them and was devastated when she got there and she found out they didn't. If you know why they don't, comment and let me know, and then I'll look into it. It's if there's an actual reason. Otherwise, it might just they don't have them. I know the likes of Chesterton, you have Thorpe Park. I don't really know any other that have sort of the farms in them in terms of theme parks within London has them. But yeah, let me know. It's all good to go. And then in terms of what else there is to talk about, it gets very, let's go on to BBC News. It gets very tricky, because you go on to, see, look, first thing that comes up when you go on BBC News, Biden makes surprise visit to Kiev ahead of Ukraine war anniversary. We know he's coming up to a year, and everyone supported them, everyone's done what they needed to do, but it's constant, just sad news. That's sad. We don't want to be logging on. We don't want to be hearing everything. That's why it's all on. It's splattered everywhere for everyone to see. And sometimes we do need a bit of a break. We do. We don't want sad news all the time. We want some good news. But going on to sport, we did have sad news this weekend for Chelsea fans. Lost again, 1-0 to Southampton. James Ward-Prowse with the goal just before half time. I do not know what's happening this year in terms of with Chelsea. We've spent God knows how much money. The other day against Dortmund, we lost as well, 1-0. We've scored 6 goals in the last 11 games. That's shocking. I think they need to be doing something with the actual players themselves. Teams that are putting out, in terms of the names that they're putting out there, they're brilliant names. The team sheet looks amazing, and then we lose. And the likes of Arsenal, 3-1 to City the other day, lost. That was one of their first losses of the season. I think it might have been their second or something like that, if not their third. But that close in the title race, if everyone was thinking always getting a bit tight, then City go and draw to Nottingham Forest, and Arsenal somehow have their own Fergie time, because against Aston Villa on the weekend, 2-2, 93rd minute own goal, 98th minute making it 4-2. That is ridiculous in my eyes. I don't know how. I didn't watch the game, but if you've seen any of the highlights, I think that's crazy. But good on them. I would rather another team at the moment win it rather than Man City, because the last couple of years it got boring. Let's just see if Arsenal can win it this year and then carry on a title challenge into next year. I don't know if any of you know, but it has actually been 8 years since there was a 3-horse race. So you were looking at the likes of Leicester, United, Chelsea, whatever it was, when they will win it. Otherwise, it's been Liverpool, City, like literally the rest of the way through. And in terms of a 2-horse race, sometimes it ain't even been a 2-horse race. Sometimes it's just been one team has been 15 points clear and they've gone off and won it themselves. If you would call that a 2-horse race, I personally wouldn't. But yeah, your opinion is your opinion. Let me know what you think of the sport this year, and if you want me to go into depth with any other ones. Nottingham Forest are a bit of a funny team this season. They are struggling a little bit in the Premier League, but then they pull out like a 1-1 draw against Man City, which I think is mad. And to think of say was 13th, their last sort of the current form is the draw, then loss, win, loss, draw. I mean, when you look at Chelsea's loss, draw, 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 win, they're not on the same, but there's 4 spaces between them. And Southampton are bottom of the table, and we still lost to them. So, what can I say? Leeds down there as well, and West Ham down there, surprisingly. So I think that's it. Sean Dyche has pulled Everton out of the relegation zone with their the current form of a win-loss-win. So they're sitting about 16th, but with 2 points split in the top 2, but Arsenal having a game in hand. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We never know. We never know what's happening. Tottenham have climbed back into the top 4. So they beat West Ham on Sunday, I believe it was, and that was 2-0. And Rashford beat his own record as well for scoring, and got a double against Leicester City as well. One of them was borderline offside, but it wasn't. So congratulations to him. And that's it for today. So if you do have anything you want me to go through, anything you need me to go through, anything you want me to research or talk about or want my opinion on, do let me know. Let me know in the comments. Make sure you're liking and subscribing. Apart from that, I hope you all just get on with it, and we'll see you on the next one.